Hello, this is Martin Goodmanson. I want to show you a quick little demo of how we can import vendors into the vendor risk management application and how we can use a very basic assessment to figure out what tiering level we want to assign to that vendor. What we're looking at here is a dashboard where you see all the vendors here. So I'm clicking that and get a list of all of those. To import information from, let's say, a spreadsheet, it's quite easy. You just right-click the name and you say import, and you'll get up a little dialog here. This is a template that we can download if we want. I've already done that, so I'm just clicking that out of the way, and I want to make a new insert. I could have also updated an existing vendor if I wanted to. So I'm browsing to find my Excel spreadsheet, which is here, and I can have a quick let's have a quick look at that first. This is what it looks like. I put in just a couple of basic things here. Oslo is the city. It is a customer. It's based in Norway, and we see the name of the customer here. And I've also put in a couple of other things. The only thing that you really need here is really the name of that customer, or of the vendor. You don't need anything else except for the true for the customer. So this needs to be true, and you have to have something here. Anyways, it's here, and I'm selecting that file, and I'm doing the import, uploading it. So now it's just checking that the information is okay. I can preview this. If I had some errors, it would throw them at me here, but this seems pretty good, and I click the complete import. And what we see now is that it will show us that exact customer into the table. Now it shows me, because these are the ones that I imported. But if I go back to my overview and look here, we see that there is 124 now vendors. And if I click here, we see the list, and this new customer is on the top of that list. What we're going to spend a little bit of time here on now is the vendor tiering. We see that it's empty right now. And if I just click into this, you see that the information that I had in my spreadsheet, that's basically what I have here. I have not assigned a vendor manager or a business owner. I have not assigned the vendor contacts. I basically haven't done anything. If I'd like to assign a vendor contact, by the way, that's also using the same method in importing that from a spreadsheet. If you have that, and you'll do that in the exact same way on the vendor contacts dialog on the left-hand side. Anyway, we have the vendor here in the list. It's not been tiered yet. So let me go into all the tiering assessments here. And we see that there is an old one here, but I'm going to create a new one. And I'm going to call it first time assessment. I could do tiering assessments though. I need to, of course, select the vendor here. And I also need to assign it to someone because, this is an internal process. It doesn't involve the vendor at this point. So this is something that we assign to someone internally. So Adam here, he is the assignee, and the one that's actually going to do the assessing, that will be me. So I'm doing this, I'm saving it. And what we see now is that there is a dialog coming up here. So these are the questionnaires. In the system, it's basically empty when you get it, but we have a capability of using SIG to import different assessments and questionnaires, and that's what I did. I activated that so that there came down came a basic assessment. So I'm selecting that one, and what we see here, it comes up here, the basic one. Fair enough. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to submit it to assessment. Assigned to me, due by tomorrow. And I'm clicking it, and I can take the assessment from here. So these questions are, out of the box questions. Of course, they can be edited and adapted to your use. So what I'm going to do now is to click and say that this is a very strategic vendor. It is high complexity of changing it. They are handling a lot of data from us and all of those. So I'm selecting the the most critical responses here, and I'm going to submit that. Good, thank you. Let me go in here again, and we'll go into this one. And we will see that it's now in the tiering assessment phase. So what could be typically the process now is that Adam, he will go in and he will have a look at this, and he can go into my assessment and he can look at the user response here. So he can look at what I responded back. And if he's okay with this, he can just go in and he can close it. And what will happen then? Go back, and I'm closing it. So what happens now is that it is now being changed. I'm going to my all vendors shortcut, and we can see that the customer, or excuse me, the vendor has been assigned a critical tier based on that questionnaire.